Okay, so for week 10 of winter anime, what a crazy week, because JoJo Steel Ball Run Part 7 is airing. First episode out here, 45-minute long, just like insanely good episode. I liked it a lot. Yeah, I'm going to talk about it. Everything else continues. Frieren, what a great kind of stretch of episodes as we kind of like reach the end of season 2. It's so beautiful. Even though there's like a lot of simple fantasy slice of life adventures going on, the fights are cool, the actual exploration scenes, seeing like, different camera angles, point of view shots, the quality, the music, it's so nice. So I've been enjoying Frieren. Jujutsu Kaisen, we have the Megami fight, so Megami and Takuba. We see them kind of raising hell on the Tokyo colony, so they kind of ended Megami's fight in the most recent episode, and they're kind of setting up for one more banger episode for the finale. We'll see if that delivers. Fire Force continues, a lot of other stuff goes on, and I've been catching up to other Netflix stuff, so yeah, I finished Beastars, the final season. I'll like kind of go over it quickly. Also Baki, we have Baki-dou, the Invincible Samurai, new season. I checked it out, all 13 episodes. It was kind of interesting, I guess. They reused like some of the stuff that you did in the Pickle arc last year, but yeah, it feels kind of like grounded. Like they have like kind of a consistent theme this season because there's this new like kind of strong dude that everyone wants to fight. And yeah, other stuff go on. Oshi, Shiboyugi, I've been liking My Hero Vigilantes. There's other like kind of fantasy cute slice of life shows as well. So yeah, let's get started. So for Steel Ball Run JoJo, it's here, part 7. First episode, I think it's gonna be a weekly release. That's what people have been saying. It might be like in batches though, like there might be parts because it's like so long. So basically, kind of like brief rundown, it's a race. So this dude is giving $50 million for the Steel Ball Run race. You start in California, San Diego, you go to New York. There's like 9 checkpoints. So yeah, you just like kind of race to each checkpoint. The first episode is basically the race to the checkpoint. And we get like some characters introduction and backstories. So yeah, there's Johnny, our JoJo character. So yeah, he's not that important though, because it's more about Gyro Zeppeli. This dude has aura. This dude, it seems like the anime will revolve around him because yeah, he's just like so exciting, such a charismatic main character. Johnny's trying to follow him because yeah, we see him that he's paralyzed. He's in a wheelchair. So yeah, it's kind of like a crazy way to like introduce a new JoJo. So yeah, he's kind of like looking for a purpose. He goes to San Diego, tries to join the race because Gyro's there. And then, yeah, he sees Gyro has steel balls. It's kind of like a coincidence. It's called the Steel Ball Run Race because the owner, his name is Steven Steel, but then Gyro also has steel balls. So, yeah, why is the name the same? But basically, he's kind of using the balls to kind of, like, manipulate his surroundings. He can, like, throw it to people to twist them, but he can, like, make things stronger using the balls. He can just, like, manipulate what you see. So, yeah, Gyro's, like, using his ball power. It seems to be pretty important so far. Besides that, Johnny, once he touched the ball, it kind of, like, jump-started his body, so he, like, kind of stood up. So he kind of wants to experience that sensation again. So yeah, we get Johnny's backstory as well. He was actually like a rich kid growing up, and then he was proficient at riding horses. His older brother died. Now he's kind of just like, maintaining the mantle, being rich and successful, but also, yeah, some dude shoots him because he was being an asshole. This dude was like waiting in line for something, and then Johnny just like kicks him out of the line. So yeah, it's kind of like a petty reason to shoot him, I guess. But he's like a bit unlikable in the beginning. So yeah, I liked how they did it. He's a flawed character, but yeah, I guess he's like kind of going through this journey with Gyro, this race to kind of, change himself. So basically everyone's running, they're setting up their horses. Johnny, he's just struggling to even get up on his horse. So yeah, there's like a lot of like kind of rough moments with him. And then we see some other characters. It's not about these two. There's like hundreds of people in this race. There seems to be like kind of 5 important ones they've introduced in this first episode. There's Poco Loco. This dude kind of stole the show as well. He's like kind of competing with Gyro. They're both really funny. He has like a special power. He seems to be really lucky. So his stuff just like works out for him. Like when his horse falls, it just like recovers. He actually woke up late for the race, but then that made the ground smooth. So he was able to like kind of go through easily, get to a shortcut, and catch up to everybody. And then we see other characters. There's Diego Brando. So we got this new universe Dio, so he seems to be another kind of antagonist. We see Avdol, but he gets bodied. So yeah, other familiar characters are there as well. There's also Sandman. There's like an Uma Musume. He's just running with no horse. He's a Native American, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna take the white man's money. That's his goal. But basically, yeah, the Steel Ball Run race is starting. It's like so hype. The ending, I love this kind of first episode because it looked like they try to cram everything, like all the character introductions up to the first checkpoint. And it felt like like they did a good job just like introducing a lot of people that aren't familiar with the story. There's like a good kind of end point where there's just like such a hype moment where Gyro kind of uses his powers to like win the race. Also, it's so funny, Gyro has magic powers. It seems like not a lot of people have them so far, so yeah, Gyro's just like kind of cheating to win. But besides that great first episode, we don't have an opening or ending yet, so I'm assuming maybe next week. Is it gonna be a horse with no name, or is it gonna be some random shit? There's a good chance it's gonna be like an unpredictable song. But yeah, besides that, a lot of characters getting introduced. The animation itself looked like, you know, standard JoJo kind of comic book style. Not too much heavy animation, but like the art looks really good. Like characters are super detailed in the JoJo art style. The horses are CGI when they're running and like kind of like wide angle shots. But the thing is, they kind of like integrated it smoothly. It looks like they kind of detailed the elements, and then also they slowed down the horses running. So like, all of that's going on, you know, like kind of like a crazy concept for a JoJo anime. There's like characters in America running a race as people are trying to get that $50 million. And I saw some minor issues maybe, like they might have cut stuff out for the pacing, like how Sandman runs with his bare feet, like the mechanics of that. There's like cute kind of funny side character moments. It was like the little pony race before they started the race, but yeah, that was cut out. I didn't mind it. Some other stuff was like random Netflix things where, you know, subtitles are kind of altered. Some of them are saying puns. They cut out stuff about Poco Loco's friend talking about slavery, and also Sandman talking about taking the white man's money. So those are just like minor nitpicks, but yeah, I've been enjoying the season. So part 7 is out here. Also after that, we have Frieren Beyond Journey's End. We have episode 9 of season 2. Beautiful episode. So yeah, I also skipped last week, so I'll talk about episode 8 as well. It's the end of the demon fight. This was also sick. So they beat the demon Revolte. The other dude, Genao, with his wings kind of like destroying the demon. We see the demon had the little girl that like baited Genao and stabbed him, but then yeah, Genao just like slashed her with his wings. So yeah, these demons are dying. We see Methode also like doing some cool shit with her halberd, shooting like red balls. And then yeah, Frieren's kind of chilling in this demon fight because it looks like she wants like everyone to learn. Like Frieren can do everything with her magic. So I guess she doesn't want Fern and Sturk to kind of rely on her all the time. That seems to be kind of like a recurring theme happening in some of these battles. But besides that, Sturk and Genao were able to beat Revolte after like, you know, destroying all his swords. After they beat him, like his tail is kind of cut off, his swords are gone. He actually stabs him with his arms. He can stretch his arms. Both of them look to be like impaled and dead. But I think Methode comes in last minute to save them. So yeah, you know, Sturk is tough. Methode actually kind of like invites herself to join their party because they don't have a priest, which seems to be kind of important because I guess priests are also in charge of healing and dealing with curses and demons. But if they have no priest, you know, Sturk's just gonna keep getting hurt all the time. But it looks like they're waiting to meet up with Sane because he's also up north. So maybe he'll come through in the near future. But besides that, you know, the party, they keep going north in this episode. We see them fighting like this horde of dragons, so that was cool. I love the walking scene. It showed Frieren's like point of view while they were walking. It was such a sick scene. As like, you know, the backgrounds were shifting, and then we just see Frieren looking at her magic compass. Besides that, Frieren also tells us why she takes payments for like any job that she does, even though like some of the villagers are poor. It's because, of course, you know, the hero Himmel did it. So basically, he doesn't want people to like kind of be indebted to him, so he'll take any type of payment. Like he wants to be on mutual terms with everybody he helps. So yeah, Frieren kind of takes that lesson from him and also like asks for stuff. And then most of the time, it's just like kind of useless random spells. But besides that, Frieren's party keeps going north. They go to this village, and now they have to cross this lake. The problem is it's snowing, it's winter. So yeah, the boatman is like, nah, you gotta wait. And then we get some lore about this like kind of area where there's also mountains. So like the mountains are kind of like enclosing the lake, and then that causes like all these heavy winds, and then they can't really cross the mountains either because there's no actual path. So yeah, the only way forward is the lake. Problem is it's snowing, so they have to wait 6 months for the winter to pass. That's kind of crazy, but okay. Another kind of time skip while the party is just like, you know, exploring the village, just like chilling. There's like a cool montage of them resting in their hotel room while also like eating food, working out, and I guess, you know, helping people in the village. So that's going on. They take the boat, although they don't have money to pay the boatman. So he's like, why don't we sail to a nearby island first? There's a monastery there that has Himmel's memoirs, and everyone in this village are kind of like indebted to Himmel from the past. We go to the island, we get it. It was kind of like a nice scene because yeah, Himmel actually lost this book, but yeah, it was recovered here. So he wasn't able to finish it, but then when Frieren starts reading it, she just remembers just like sleeping, climbing mountains, talking, just like doing stuff, reminiscing on her past. She's like kind of happy. And a boatman lets Frieren kind of keep the memoirs because yeah, he wanted to talk to the elf of the party. Also, the boatman kind of like briefly mentions the Golden Lands, important kind of like area in Frieren. So yeah, a lot of people kind of heard about it. Apparently it's like a land or a kingdom that's just like filled with gold. It's like made of gold. But besides that, Frieren's party, they're still on the boat for now, and then Frieren gets attacked by a kraken to end the episode, which was funny. She's just chilling. I guess the party have to defeat the kraken. It's really funny how nonchalant the characters are. Like Sturk seems to be normal, but then Frieren and Fern are just like kind of going with the flow. They're like, okay, if this is not life threatening, I don't really need to show a reaction. So again, these last few episodes of Frieren, just like the story flows so well, animated so beautifully, great direction. And I'm gonna be sad again. Season 2 is almost over, and we'll probably have to wait a while for a season 3. But yeah, really great high quality continuation going on. Also, we have Jujutsu Kaisen, so Culling games. We have episode 11 here. So this is the continuation with Megami. So episode 10 was actually like a really sick episode. So Reggie has this receipt ability. He can just like generate anything on a receipt. It's called contractual recreation. Also, yeah, his whole outfit is just receipts. Pretty funny. So yeah, he's just like kind of bodying Megami, throwing like a lot of goofy stuff, gasoline to burn him. He has like a surfboard to avoid Megami's water attacks. He has like rubber balls to bounce on, a crowbar to grab on things. He can have like rock climbing rocks on the walls. Power's like really funny. The way they animated was sick, where he's just like using it in such creative ways. He actually summons drones. He can control them. He has a cell phone and a moped to chase after Megami because Megami's like all injured. And Reggie also has like an onsen relaxation receipt, so that just rejuvenates his whole body. So Megami's kind of having a hard time 2v1, and Takaba shows up. The comedian, so yeah, this dude is half naked vertically. I love the way they did his power because yeah, everyone is not reacting to him. He's like painfully not funny, but he's just like kind of saying jokes for his own benefit. And yeah, his power, he can just like make anything real, like if he finds it funny, I guess. So yeah, he takes no damage, just like rewrites reality. His power can rival Gojo, so yeah, the narrator told us that. So I love this episode 10 with Megami and Takaba, and Megami also ending the episode with his domain expansion inside the school building. So yeah, that's kind of insane. Second time he pulled it out. So yeah, will he finish off Reggie? So we kind of started episode 11 with his domain expansion. This episode, unfortunately, it felt like it was a low priority episode. I know it made sense because yeah, in the schedule, it's just like everything looks really good. Just like great high quality cinematic animation. But the problem is, resources kind of spread thin. So yeah, this episode suffered a lot, I thought. It felt kind of rushed, abstract, I guess, because yeah, Reggie is kind of being thrown around the domain by Megami. But you could barely tell what's happening. It looks like he's spinning. It looks like Megami's summoning shadow clones to punch Reggie. But it looked like the choreography was weak. They didn't have time to maybe detail the actual impact of stuff happening. So I thought the fight inside the domain was kind of underwhelming. There's a sick scene where both characters are getting crushed. Megami summons an elephant onto Reggie, and then Reggie summons a bunch of cars that Megami has to hold because he has to hold the weight of stuff in his shadows. But then Reggie kind of summons a house. I thought the house scene was a bit underwhelming because the house is just like dropping a bit slowly. Like I'm comparing it to the manga, which I thought the manga was like super hype with this fight. But again, this episode I thought was underwhelming inside the domain. After the domain is broken, because Megami kind of ends it early after the house falls to avoid the damage, we see that the floor of the gym actually breaks. They land into the pool. They're doing kind of like a last effort hand to hand because both characters are kind of tired. Reggie ran out of receipts pretty quick, but yeah, had some good angles. And Reggie didn't realize, but yeah, Megami's wolf, he never unsummoned it. So it kind of just like slashes Reggie's neck and shoulder, and now he's dead. He does give Megami his points because I guess he enjoyed fighting Megami here. And then he says like a cool funny line. He's like, let fate toy with you and die like a fool. So a really fun ending to the fight. Megami's super tired, but what a badass showcase by him. We see Takaba also beating the other guy, the exploding dude, Hazunoki. So both characters kind of win their battle. There's also one more loose end for Megami to tie up. He has to kill the scorpion hair girl Remy because she attacked him, and he's like, if you lie to me you'll die. And then he hears Sumuki, his sister's voice. She's like, don't do it, Megami. So yeah, her kind of good influence is rubbing off on him. He leaves her alone, just like walks away. Kind of cool animated scene there. I was sad that they didn't show her face because in the manga they actually showed her face saying no Megami. But here it's just like kind of shadows on the wall. And then, yeah, he kind of like collapses. Angel recovers him. So a lot of stuff going on this episode. Megami, he beats Reggie. Angel shows up. And then Takaba was also there. So yeah, again, this felt like maybe the worst episode of the season. But, still wasn't a deal breaker. I guess if you were like really hyped for this like Megami domain, I don't think it delivered. And then finally, we end the episode with some Sendai backstory. So yeah, everyone was fighting in Tokyo here. But then the fighting in Sendai was like even more insane. So yeah, this is the colony Yuta showed up in. There's like a deadlock actually because there's like 4 people that are really strong. This Indian dude Dhruv, who has like a domain with like these Shikigami. This dude Ryu, who has like the highest curse energy. This girl Uro, so she's naked and she can control the sky. And then this cockroach curse spirit. So all 4 of them are like the strongest in this colony, and they like stopped attacking each other as like a stalemate. But then yeah, Yuta shows up to break the stalemate. He kills Dhruv, the Indian guy, and then just like one-shots him, I guess. And yeah, we end the episode there. Yuta's probably gonna do some cool shit as we end the episode. There's some other stuff you need to know about next episode though. You can see that they're probably gonna finish the fight in one episode, which is a bit scary because this is a long fight, I guess, with Yuta and then all these like special grades. So yeah, I'm kind of concerned about the pacing because if it's gonna have like, you know, Maki episode pacing as well, there's gonna be some cut stuff for sure. It's interesting though because yeah, every episode they've been enhancing the fights. So I definitely think they're gonna enhance this one, but they might like sacrifice other stuff like character moments. Also, one thing as well that I was kind of like anticipating was seeing like Yuta kind of kill Druve in the whole sequence, and then maybe seeing Druve use his powers instead of Yuta one-shotting him. But yeah, he one-shots him at the end of this episode. But they do reanimate the ending of the episode to the beginning, so they might like add some new stuff in the beginning, maybe show how Druve died. But yeah, you know, like insane stuff. Jujutsu Kaisen almost finished next week, so yeah, we gotta see what's gonna happen. Also, after that, we have Oshi Noko. So season 3, we have episodes 9 and 10. So yeah, for 10, you know, movie stuff continues. It's basically Ruby kind of auditioning to be her mother. So yeah, it was kind of like a quick, cute audition arc. We see Fro trying to like kind of command everything. It's so funny, her personality, because she's like super nonchalant as well, just like agreeing to things, going with the flow. It seems like she's like a Frieren character. But besides that, yeah, they're trying to play like a liar. It looks like Ruby has like a lot of good skills. She's like deep. She's like digging deep because she's actually like playing like a different person. She's not Ruby. She's like the dead girl Sarina that had cancer. So yeah, her whole life is kind of like an act. And she's also like hiding all this darkness inside of her. So yeah, she's using that to kind of like propel her acting. And then yeah, all three of them just like performing. Aqua and Akane kind of talk because yeah, they're both in a movie together. And then yeah, they're both kind of trying to save each other. It's like really funny because Aqua wants to do everything himself. Akane doesn't want Aqua to go down this dark path. Like kind of funny dynamic with both of them. I wonder how that'll work out. We see Kana, so she's ready to graduate from her idol group from Bikomachi. So she's finally gonna do it, maybe like kind of pursue her acting career. Everyone's kind of sad, but you know, life goes on. She's progressing in her career, so yeah, good for her. Looks like she's talking to Aqua. They're getting really close, and then Aqua actually rizzes her up, and then she just like gets embarrassed. But it looks like Aqua's kind of using her maybe, or just playing games with her. He might be tsundere though. He's like kind of telling us, oh yeah, I can manipulate Kana easily, but he does have feelings for her, it feels like. So yeah, we'll see if he'll kind of grow out of his like kind of edgy mindset. And then after that, we see like this kind of cute white-haired girl as well. She showed up from season 2. She's here as well. She's like aura farming. She seems to be like kind of like a Grim Reaper or something, just like a supernatural spirit. She controls all these crows, and then she knows about Aya. So we'll see how things go, but yeah, very decent progression, just like the movie going on. Also after that, we have Fire Force. So yeah, season 3, you have episodes 10 and 11. So yeah, 10 was kind of like a quick doppelganger episode. Everyone fighting their doppelgangers. Like the main one was Benimaru versus himself. That shit was hype, bro. He killed him so quickly. Just like a cool like ink slash. This dude is the strongest. He's so strong that people don't really visualize how strong he is. Joker also fights his doppelganger. He gets like saved by Burns. So yeah, Burns is also here, kind of like demon form. He merges with his like Adela doppelganger. So yeah, he didn't die. Also Kurano, the Ashen Reaper, he fights himself. But these fights were pretty quick. We see Iris talking to her doppelganger. So yeah, you know, stuff is going on. Seems like they want to keep the hope alive. That's like their main thing, because if people despair, then that's when, you know, the world ends. We see Shinra finally show up. So yeah, the moon is kind of crashing. Barry uses his power to like bring it down with gravity, and then Shinra like does like a cool fire kick, kicks the moon up. So it looks like these pillars are super strong, just like reality breaking. Shows time power is good. It kind of teams up with Shinra, so they're able to move really fast. And then yeah, they team up, they go visit Hameya. It looks like she's the saint. She carries like everyone's thoughts and wishes and commands, and she's kind of like enforcing that here. Becomes a god, takes her crown off, and she finally can see now. So yeah, her eyes are there. She kind of looks like a cute blonde anime girl, but yeah, she's crying because yeah, she sees the sins, and she realizes that everyone, they're doomers, they want to die. So she kind of enforces that will onto the world, and yeah, it wants to kill everything. The thing is, she needs all the pillars to be subjugated first. So we see her kill Inka and Sumire. So I think it's just like Shinra, Sho, and maybe Nutaku. He's like down on Earth. So they're the final pillars remaining. He sees Iris and the other Amaterasu doppelganger die. So Shinra's is like kind of sad. Like Hame is trying to break his mind, just like make him crash out, because he's like the savior. So if he becomes the devil, then that's when like, I guess, you know, the world ends. So they try to attack Hameya, but she has like some karmic power that just like avoids any phenomena. Things around her can be affected, so maybe you can like use the environment against her. But Shinra and Shoto are just like trying to hit her, but they can't land a hit. But then the problem is, you know, the biggest thing happens. Obi, our good boy, the leader, he actually gets killed by his doppelganger. It was so brutal. They're kind of like guiding people to shelter, and then yeah, fake Obi slashes Obi in the neck. That was insane. Shinra was able to see it from up above, and yeah, he crashes out. And the world ends. Everyone turns into fire. Yeah, Shinra kind of reacted. Now he's evil. He wants revenge. So I thought it was like a really good ending though, because yeah, just like everyone covered in fire. We see characters dealing with it their own way. Like some of them, it's like super sad or just like getting engulfed into flames. Other characters like Benimaru, he wants everyone to relax. This is like drinking sake while everything's on fire. Now we see Maki and then the 8th division, like they're crying, they're sad because yeah, Obi's like dead in front of them. So, yeah, the world is on fire, and we end the episode with Arthur actually. He's just like floating in space, half his body there, and he picks up the sword. So maybe he needs to like put some sense into Shinra. We'll see, but you know, great episode, good cliffhanger. Obviously, you know, the pacing is pretty fast. They're just like packing a lot of stuff in, but you know, I'm kind of used to it. I do like the quality of the second core, and I think it's directed really well to kind of like, you know, have the important moments. So I'm kind of excited. We have 2 episodes left till the finale. So we have Shiboyugi, the Death Game anime. So yeah, this anime finished up. We had the Candlewoods episode. I thought this was an interesting episode. It was directed like super uniquely as well. Basically, the main thing is that most of the rabbits are dead. Because yeah, there's like this kind of murder crazy psycho girl. Yuki kind of faces off with her, and then she's kind of outmatched. Also, this girl has like body modification, so her whole body's like armored. I'm kind of curious, won't that slow her down though in terms of carrying this extra weight? But I guess it doesn't. But yeah, now she's kind of bulletproof. Yuki has like a couple guns on her, but they kind of graze the girl, and then the girl kind of like uses her kunais to attack Yuki. I'm pretty sure this villain girl, her name is Kiara, but basically she's kind of bodying Yuki, throws the knife at her, and then cuts her eye. And now as she's on the floor, she's kind of reflecting on herself. I thought the reflecting scene was so cool. Like the music itself was like kind of nice. It's like chill piano music. And then Yuki just like looking at a movie of her past. Like these were a lot of games that she's like reflecting on where people died. She like has people's memories on her. The way this was framed was kind of interesting though, because all these games are on different like periods of time, because Candlewoods was her 6th game, but then she's remembering people from like her 30th game, like the bathhouse. I thought they were kind of making a twist where Yuki's actually the villain because she's a ghost, is actually evil, and we're seeing like this in a reliable narrator kind of sense. But no, I guess not. She's just kind of reflecting. She kind of takes another gun, jumps on Kiara, and then yeah, kills her. So it's pretty brutal. We see like, you know, these characters, once they get like injuries, they're just like covered in this white cotton. And then yeah, Yuki wins the fight. Because there's this other girl, she's like a tomboy hunter, but then she got her 5 kills, so she stands down. So you know, characters, so there's like several characters that survived. We also see Yuki's mentor that wanted to win the 99 games. She's actually like a cyborg or something. Her body was like dismembered, but then she survived as well. I don't think Yuki knows this, but yeah, this game was basically how Yuki got her motivation to win 99 games. I think after this game, she kind of like tried to live a normal life, but couldn't. So yeah, just continued her journey on 99 games. I think it was like a good ending here though, because they can't really cover every game in this one season. I guess it covered like important variety of games, showed like how Yuki's mental state changes throughout the time she's playing. You know, like super unique kind of directed show, had like great kind of camera angles, the cinematic ratio, and also just like kind of a good slow paced story. So I think it's just like a depressing slow burn kind of show. It's like a kind of weird concept with like cute anime girls doing death games. But yeah, you know, with the music, the sad moments, it felt super depressing but captivating as well. Also after that, we have Chain Soldiers. So yeah, season 2, we have episodes 10 and 11, kind of continuing the fight with the Thunder God. So yeah, this one is Kusetsu. She kind of absorbed Mira. It looks like Mira's not dead, but she has her clone powers, which is kind of insane. Yuki's sister also shows up to help him. So yeah, they're all kind of teaming up against Kusetsu. Hyoka just like does some insane badass shit, kind of like combines her power with Yuki, and then Yuki turns into her sword, and it kind of slashes Kusetsu, and it kind of takes all the stuff she absorbed from her body, just like beats her like that. So I thought that was sick. The entire fight in general like was like really well done. They took their time with it, really good action, and there's like a lot of stuff happening, just like so many characters, and then they kind of contribute in the fight. This is something I do like, where like if anime they have like a lot of side characters, they introduce them and they let them do something relevant. I love that. And basically sick episode. We also see that even though Kusetsu died, she's a god, so her body is actually like kind of revived inside Yuki in his mind palace. So every time he's like dreaming, he just sees her. So yeah, she's like kind of harmless. She can't really interact with the world, but yeah, I guess she's another member of Yuki's harem, just like in his brain. So this dude doesn't really have any time to rest. When he's dreaming, when he's awake, like these girls are gonna be on him. And speaking of that, yeah, Yuki kind of collapses for like 2 days. He wakes up. Now it's time for the reward. It's in the hot springs. So he's like chilling in the hot springs with Kyoka and Tenka. They're both there. Yeah, Tenka's just like inserting herself in every reward. So yeah, my girl is aggressive. And then Mira's also there, but she doesn't want to do the reward. But then we see after the reward, they kind of like continue training. And then Mira wants to borrow Yuki. So we have a cliffhanger there. Is she gonna get it? So maybe new form out here, and maybe another reward, more importantly. But yeah, you know, really good episode, really great like kind of final fight climax. Also after that, we have Hell's Paradise season 2. Here we have episodes 10 and 11. So there's some fights going on. This one, it was Shion Nuragai, first of all. They're fighting the other Tencent, so they don't have compatible Tao. to defeat him. So they're like, okay, let's just attack him a billion times. Let's just kill him a lot and just like exhaust him so his regen doesn't work. And Shion is like really angry because his boy Tensa, he died to this Tensen. So yeah, he's just like, using his own life force, just like so exhausted, but he's using the anger to fuel him, just like chop down this Tensen. It seems like the heroes are the villains in this fight because they're like so brutal. Basically, the core of the Tensen here got really weak, so he can like transform to his phase 2 form. Shion is able to stab him in the end, but then he gets like covered by a lot of roots. Norgai runs away, but then he comes back and cuts the roots off. So it looks like Shion was about to sacrifice himself, but nah, he lived. It was a bit weird how they did it because I didn't really see a reason for Norgai to leave. But yeah, I guess they defeated the Tensen and, all is well. After that, yeah, we go back to Gabimaru Yuzuria's fight. I was looking forward to it because Gabimaru got bodied, bro. His body got slashed in half through the shoulder. No way he survived that. So yeah, he's dead. Yuzuria is like bleeding out as well from the abdomen. And it's looking like really bad. This Tensen, he's like phase 2. He has his mind intact. He's just like a big Dark Souls plant monster that's just like, styling on these guys. We get some Gabimaru backstory as he's like, reminiscing about his past as a ninja. And then kind of like being closer to his wife, and his wife like inspired him to not kill people anymore, to appreciate life. I won't lose my life, but I'll sacrifice everything, even my humanity. So he stabs himself with a little plant that gives him the tan. But now he turned into a plant monster, same as Chobe. In order to keep your sanity, you have to be really lucky. That's kind of like a last ditch ability. Thing is, Gabimaru, since he's like almost about to die, his body's just like focused on healing him. So it like helps him integrate the tan more efficiently. Also, he has a purpose. He has to, live for his wife. He has to return to her. So yeah, that also kind of makes him regain his humanity. And yeah, he's just like a infinitely regen plant man now. I don't know how this will work with his body biology. Hopefully it doesn't have any long-term consequences. But yeah, now he's, able to tank the Tensen's attacks. They're able to team up with him, beat him. Yuzuria's also there. She's super injured, but still using her like poison cum ropes to, hold him down. And, really great episode. Just like, very sick team ups. The two ninjas just jumping around. Gabimaru using fire magic. And then Yuzuria just like doing a lot of like sick, sexy poses. Jumps in the air, slashes the Tensen in half while he's like weakened. So yeah, all these fights are going pretty smoothly. Like a bit of them kind of end in like the Disney power of friendship way. It's not really a knock on the show because yeah, there's still like brutal moments. These dudes are like, dying and bleeding out. So pretty much everyone survived their boss fights. And then the big issue comes in when the new people come crashing into the temple. But yeah, all the ninjas and then the other executioners. And, the leader, he's like very mad. So yeah, we'll see how things go. Sagri's with Mei. So yeah, maybe they'll play a part next episode. But besides that, season 2 has been like really good. Love these fights. And the story's progressing pretty well. So yeah, we'll see what's going to happen next week with the finale. Sentence to be a hero continues. Not much to talk about. We're still like, trying to save the city against another demon lord. So yeah, the heroes continue fighting. They defeat the villains pretty easily, I guess. Save the city. I don't think anyone died. And then the new hero comes in, with the cannons. He's just like, destroying people. And then Teoritsa, she pulls out the kind of legendary holy sword again. And then they defeat Bujum. So he's one of the humanoid demons that's like trying to learn stuff. And yeah, stuff goes on. There's still some open plot threads. We see Kivia. She's kind of struggling because she thinks, yeah, her uncle, all the higher ups are evil. They're betraying the people working with the demons. She asks Frenzy to do some like recon. So I think next episode, the finale might cover that. But besides that, another cool fight, a lot of like well animated, shots of them like using their abilities to defeat the demons. So good job for Xylo and all the other heroes. Also after that, we have Kaya-chan Isn't Scary. So this is episode 11, bro. This anime, the story is like so good. So we get lore on Kaya's family. We knew that they were kind of like creating spirits, have spiritual powers. But yeah, there's like other fucked up stuff. So it's related to Kaya's mom. So yeah, she wants revenge on the family. That's why she's making like these cursed babies super strong. Basically, Kaya's family line, the elder sister gets like the spiritual power inside of her. And then all the younger sisters are made to be sacrifices. So in order to like maintain the family status, they make like a cursed womb. And they force like the younger sisters to do this. So to make a cursed womb, first you have to make it eat an umbilical cord from like another cursed fetus. And at the same time, you want the baby to like kind of stay in the stomach for a long time. So the longer it stays in the mother, then the more powerful it'll get. And then the problem is like if it stays for too long, it's just gonna like kill the mother, just like suck out all the energy from it. So basically Kaya's mom looked up to her aunt. She liked her aunt more than her own mother. And then yeah, the aunt had to be a sacrifice. Kaya's mom figured this out. And she's like, yeah, I'm gonna make some cursed babies to, get revenge on the Abyss Mori household. The issue is I think Kaya, like she was like kind of a failed experiment. So yeah, she's like a normal girl with like superpowers. So yeah, the mom is trying another one have another baby. The dad is none the wiser, and yeah, this baby I guess is gonna go after and curse the family. And you know, Kaya, she's like innocent, not really involved in this, but yeah, we get that backstory. I don't think we'll have like a whole conclusion next week because it'll be the finale, but it'll probably be some more unsettling horror moments. And yeah, we'll see what happens to Kaya's mom. Will she die? Will she give birth to the cursed womb? I guess we'll see. We also have Journal with Witch. I'll talk about it quickly, but yeah, episode 11 story keeps continuing. More characters kind of growing. Asa kind of discovering herself. She's like singing now, so yeah, she's like more confident because yeah, I think her parents, they might have like given her a hard time for trying to stand out. Maybe they won't really care about her too much, but yeah, Makio's encouraging Asa. So their relationship goes strong. Asa's like, you know, being more comfortable at home. We see her relationship with her friend Emily, like it might not be going well, so yeah, maybe we'll uncover that next week. But yeah, besides that, you know, very comfy show with like really good character moments. We also have Medalist season 2, so we're on episode 9. So Inori's kind of continuing her training, just like practicing jumps. We go to like the harness coach who's also teaching Inori how to do all the triple jumps. It looks like Inori might have some options for the upcoming competition. She can continue trying to do the triple loops, try to do it perfectly so she can do like both triple jumps, get the maximum points for that, or she could do a quadruple jump because you get a lot of points. It's impressive, but it's also super hard. So maybe the quadruple jump is better. They're weighing which one she should focus on now before the competition. She can only do one of them, so she goes all in on the quadruple jump. They're practicing, she's able to do it, but yeah, everyone's like impressed in the ice ring. She keeps training, and then yeah, we finish the training arc episode 9. We see more characters performing, training, continuing their journey on the All Japan tournament, and it looks like Inori and Hikaru kind of face off at the end of this episode. Post-credit scene, like Hikaru is the goat here, so it's gonna be hard, but yeah, we'll see how Inori kind of faces off. Also, this is the finale for the season. Actually, there's only 9 episodes, I'm pretty sure. I think there's like a continuation movie or something coming out, but basically kind of abrupt cliffhanger. I guess, you know, Medalist like continues with the comfy themes of, you know, characters training, being friends, but when the competition is here, it's real. Also, after that, we do have Fate Strange Fake. So yeah, stuff keeps continuing. We have episodes 11 and 12 where everyone just seems to be transported into an alternate reality, a different kind of snowfield area where it's all being run by this little girl, so she's kind of comatose. They get some backstory where her parents wanted her to be a mage, but yeah, they did some fucked up experiments on her, and now she's just like living in this like reality marble with their parents just like mind controlled, and she has a servant who's like kind of just like a Grim Reaper controlling everything, and he's learning. So everyone that's like kind of trapped in this alternate world, they have to either kill the girl to get out, or maybe there's another way. It looks like they're debating which is the best way to do it. We also have My Hero Vigilantes season 2 episode 11 here. More Captain Celebrity just like holding up the sky egg. It's about to fall, bro, and these villains are like exploding on him. So Koichi kind of helps Captain Celebrity tank them. He's able to like, you know, shoot his force bullets and kind of distract them enough for like other reinforcements to come in. We see Aizawa, he's able to disable their abilities, so now they're able to like help Captain Celebrity. Best Genius is there as well. Mirko and a bunch of other heroes is like flying in. But yeah, we also get Captain Celebrity backstory. So he kind of fell in love with this girl that like didn't like him, so yeah, she was like kind of ignoring him, and then yeah, they had a relationship, but then his life kind of fell apart. But now yeah, I guess he wants to go back to his wife. He can't though, he's tired after holding up the tower, so he falls down. So it looks like he's gonna sacrifice himself, but then Koichi also like falls down, and then they're both falling together. So then that's pretty funny. But then also the villain, the Flash guy, he just like overloads one of the quirks on his flying demon and just blows up the tower in half. Thousands might die, so who's gonna save them? From the previous, it looks like All Might is coming next week. I trust that he can save the day, solve the problems, defeat the villain. Also, Knuckle Duster is here looking, so maybe he's also gonna defeat the villain, I guess. So yeah, that's it for most shows. I'll talk briefly about Baki, so the Invincible Samurai. Nothing much to say, just like it felt more grounded, I think. So yeah, Miyamoto Musashi gets revived. The short old man Tokugawa just like spends a lot of money to like do some gene therapy. So they clone him by like getting his remains, and then they put his soul in his body, and now, bro, this Miyamoto Musashi is so funny compared to like, you know, the Vagabond one that's just like kind of wise and badass, and then there's like the Fate Grand Order one that's just like an energetic woman. Well, this one in Baki, the Baki version, he's like trolling people. He doesn't take anyone seriously. He's just like exploring the world because he's in a new time period, and he's just like enjoying his life, and he doesn't even need a sword to attack you. He has like an invisible sword. So this arc is just like, you know, more Baki. It's really funny. If you listen to the dub, Moist Critical is dubbing a character. So basically I kind of like the season, like some big things that happen, but also I assume there's gonna be a part 2 or continuation, because yeah, we can't just end the story there. A lot of people are still like kind of hunting down Miyamoto Musashi. He's like one of the strongest. He actually faces off against Yujiro, so yeah, their fight was like kind of sick. And yeah, more dumb Baki action and story kind of go on this season. Also after that, yo, I finished Beastars as well. So yeah, final season part 2. We had 12 more episodes. I thought this part 2 was pretty decent, but I think the second half kind of like fell off a bit. storytelling wise, because something happened. Like, it was like a coincidental thing. I'll spoil it, minor spoils. But basically, like, Oshi was like kind of hunting Melon, but then like every time he faces off against Melon, like Melon literally has a gun pointed on him. Like, bro, aren't you throwing your life away? But yeah, something else happened where Legoshi gets framed by Melon, and then the cops are hunting him down because they think he's like part of like this devouring incident. When like I thought it was such a coincidence, because if Legoshi didn't go into like this building, it wouldn't even matter. So yeah, how would Melon have timed this? I don't know. But basically, yeah, we spent the second half of the season Legoshi just like kind of living underground, running from the cops. It didn't really need to happen. Like, the story could have gone the same way without this kind of like convenient ass like him being wanted plotline. But basically, we end things off after Legoshi beats the big bad. He gets with Haru, and I guess the legal system also like favored Legoshi because, you know, he saved the day. He does get super injured though. Like, so one of his ears got shot last season, and here another one of his ears just got exploded off. So yeah, Legoshi has a lot of scars, but you know, him and Haru, they keep living. So I thought the part 2 of this final season, first half was good. Second half, I thought like a bit of random coincidences happened for no reason. But besides that, you know, pretty enjoyable kind of end to Beastars. And yeah, that's it for the shows this week. Thank you for watching. I wrapped up a lot of new shows this season. So yeah, that's cool. We're getting more finales in the future. I don't know when the next Steel Ball Run episode will be. There are some interviews that no one really knows. I'm hoping maybe weekly, bi-weekly, but hopefully not like a big delay. Also, yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen, the Sendai episode, there was a trailer that dropped today. So I watched it as well. It looks so hype. Like, I know, like, I'm still afraid of the pacing. I know, like, it's gonna be tight, but it looks like there's gonna be a lot of insane action moments here. So yeah, I'm so excited for the Utah episode coming next week. And the other shows do continue. So again, thank you for watching. I'll see you next week. Peace.